AOC's office vandalized amid House vote on U.S. aid to Israel. A recent controversy has sparked heated debates over whether American aid to Israel is justified. A Bronx office of U.S. House member Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, https://www. theguardian.com/us-news/Alexandria-Ocasio-Cortez, was vandalized following a contentious House vote involving U.S. aid to Israel. According to police, the office was found covered in red paint and had a sign claiming Ocasio-Cortez funds genocide in Gaza, though she has criticized Israeli military actions there. The incident coincided with Ocasio-Cortez voting against a defense spending bill amendment authored by Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene, who would have eliminated funding for Israel's missile protection system. Her vote prompted the Democratic Socialists of America to accuse her of backing Israel's eliminationist campaign. Ocasio-Cortez, who maintains that Israel's actions in Gaza constitute a genocide and faces political criticism from conservatives, defended her stance on X. Google is free. If you're saying I voted for military funding, you're lying. AOC's office vandalized by pro-Palestine protesters. In a striking act of protest, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez' New York office was defaced by pro-Palestinian activists, who expressed their outrage over her recent vote against reducing U.S. financial support for Israel. On Sunday, the exterior of the congresswoman's Bronx office was splattered with red paint, accompanied by a bold sign that read, "AOC funds genocide in Gaza," prominently displayed on the shutters. Ocasio-Cortez, known for her critical stance on Israel and the ongoing conflict in Gaza, faced backlash from her supporters after she diverged from her progressive colleagues. This occurred when she voted against an amendment aimed at slashing millions in aid for Israel's missile defense system. The group responsible for the graffiti, identifying themselves as the Boogie Down Liberation Front, issued a statement condemning Ocasio-Cortez and fellow New York Congressman Richie Torres for allegedly using their constituents as mere stepping stones in their political ambitions. The statement from the group declared, "The Bronx is sick and tired of people like AOC and Richie Torres using us as a stepping stone for their own political careers. The Bronx stands with the people of Palestine, and we denounce the hypocrisy of AOC, who voted to fund Israel's ongoing genocide and starvation campaign in Gaza." FKAOC. The controversial amendment was proposed by Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican congresswoman from Georgia, who sought to cut $500 million from Israel's Iron Dome funding. Greene argued that, unlike the U.S., Israel appears to manage its defense and debt effectively. However, the amendment garnered only 6 votes in favor, with 2 coming from Ocasio-Cortez' leftist faction known as the Squad, which includes Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib. In a social media post on Saturday, Ocasio-Cortez defended her decision, asserting that the amendment would not have effectively halted the conflict in Gaza and would have stripped Israel of its defensive capabilities. She stated, "Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment does nothing to cut off offensive aid to Israel nor end the flow of U.S. munitions being used in Gaza. Of course I voted against it. What it does do is cut off defensive Iron Dome capacities while allowing the actual bombs killing Palestinians to continue. I have long stated that I do not believe that adding to the death count of innocent victims to this war is constructive to its end. That is a simple and clear difference of opinion that has long been established. I remain focused on cutting the flow of U.S. munitions that are being used to perpetuate the genocide in Gaza." Adding to the controversy, Ocasio-Cortez faced ridicule last month for referring to herself as a Bronx girl, despite having spent her childhood approximately 30 miles north in Yorktown, Westchester County. In a social media post, she quipped, "I'm a Bronx girl. You should know that we can eat Queens boys for breakfast." Respectfully, in reference to Donald Trump, who hails from Queens. The congresswoman later clarified that she grew up between the Bronx and Yorktown, and emphasized that this upbringing significantly influenced her perspectives on social inequality. This incident raises important questions about the responsibilities of elected officials and the expectations of their constituents. How do you feel about Ocasio-Cortez's actions? Do you think her vote was justified? Or do you believe it betrayed her supporters? Share your thoughts in the comments below.